I call these three wines fruity red wines because the first impression they tend to give to you are the fruit aromas and flavors. So we have a Pinotage from South Africa, a Carménère from Chile, and a Malbec from Argentina. Let's look at the color. For the Pinotage from South Africa, it's deep purple. And for the Carménère from Chile, it's deep ruby. And for the Malbec from Argentina, it's deep purple. Smell the South African Pinotage. The aroma intensity is medium plus. And for the fruit, lots of fruit, there are mixture of ripe red fruit and black fruit aromas. I can smell the ripe red cherry, red plum, and also black cherry, black plum, blackberry. Other than the fruit, the most obvious smell is the kind of smoky, coffee-like aromas. So it's those kind of smoke, coffee, toasty, charred wood, those kind of aromas. Let's smell wine number 2, the Carménère from Chile. It's very pronounced. This one is also fruity, so I smell lots of black fruit, those kind of ripe black cherry, blackberry. However, there's a smell that's also very pronounced. That is green bell pepper or leafy tomato leaf aromas. It's very obvious in this kind of Carménère. Other than that, I also smell a hint of coffee and smoke, but not as obvious as compared to the first Pinotage. Let's smell the third wine, the Malbec from Argentina. It's pronounced, and it is mainly about lots of fruit. Lots of blackberry, black cherry, black plum, black currant. And there's a hint of gaminess sensation into it. A bit of chocolate, a bit of coffee, and a bit of smoke, but again, the smoky, chocolatey coffee flavors are not as pronounced as wine number 1. Okay, this is really, really fruity. Lots of fruit. Alright, let's go back and taste the Pinotage. It's quite fruity on the palate. Dry, medium plus acidity, high alcohol, body is pretty medium plus. I almost want to say full, but there is a tannin and acid structure in it and make it a bit bony, not that round, not that very full body. Okay, there's freshness in it. So let's talk about the tannin. The tannin is medium, and the tannin texture is a bit grainy on the palate. It's grainy, bit fine-grained, but still a bit chewy. And the flavor intensity is more than the aromas on the nose. So it's pronounced flavor intensity, and there's even more fruity characteristics in this wine. Lots of ripe red plum, black plum, and also the smokiness, the coffee aromas are very pronounced on the palate. And it does have a medium plus finish. It does linger, those kind of fruitiness and the coffee smoky flavors stay in the mouth for quite a few seconds. So medium plus finish. Let's taste the second, the Carménère. It's dry, acidity is only medium. The alcohol is still pretty high, and the tannin is medium and is kind of riper as compared to the Pinotage. So I call it soft and ripe tannins. The body is pretty full. It's really fruity, has pronounced flavor intensity, lots of blackberry, lots of them, lots of mulberry, lots of black cherry. But again, you can taste the distinct green bell pepper tomato leaf characteristics on the palate. And the finish, I would say medium plus, same as the first one. It's kind of lingering, but not too long. Okay, medium plus finish. And finally, let's taste the Malbec. It's dry. Again, the acid is only medium. Acidity is medium. The alcohol is another high alcohol wine. And the tannin, I would say is interesting because I would say it's medium plus tannin level. But it's even rounder and more softer as compared to the previous two. Okay? It's definitely ripe, soft, and round velvet tannins. And the body is full, flavor intensity is pronounced, and is filled with black plum, black cherry, blackberry. But on the palate, I taste a bit more of those kind of coffee, chocolatey flavors from the oak influence. And the finish, I will still give it a medium plus. Okay, it's not that long, but it's still lingering a little bit. So medium plus finish as well. For the grape varieties, they are made from 3 different single varieties. Okay, so the first one is Pinotage grape, the second one is the Carménère grape, and the third one is a Malbec grape. They all share similar characteristics in terms of the ripeness of the fruit, because these fruits are suitable for growing in a warmer climate. And that is why for Pinotage, for Carménère, and for Malbec, they perform very well in the countries like South Africa, Chile, and Argentina. And they are all from those kind of warmer climate countries and also warmer climate regions. Okay, so the ripe fruit are the common characteristics among these 3 wines because of the ripeness, because of the climate influence, and because these grapes are suitable for growing in those kind of climatic conditions. However, they do have differences. You can see the varietal differences. For the Pinotage, the fruit has more of those kind of red fruit aromas. Okay, it does have black fruit, but more leaning towards red fruit, very ripe red fruit. And also the tannin in the Pinotage is not that soft and round as compared to the Carménère and the Malbec, especially compared to the Malbec. On top of that, I think the Pinotage, I'm not sure if it's always from the winemaking or is it from the grape itself, but lots of Pinotage wines has this kind of hint of smokiness in it as well. But for the Carménère, it definitely has a distinct varietal characteristic, which is the green bell pepper aromas. It's often more pronounced than Cabernet Sauvignon, than Cabernet Franc even, in terms of the green flavors. It's very herbal, it's very green bell pepper, it's very leafy, tomato leaf-like aromas. That's very Carménère. But Carménère usually has this kind of riper fruit, as we mentioned, and also the tannin, the body is a bit rounder and more juicy. For Malbec, especially when they were grown in Argentina, it really emphasized the juicy fruitiness. Lots of black ripe fruit characteristics. So it's very easy for consumers to accept. That's probably why Malbec is so easy for lots of people to buy a lot of them, because it's easier to drink. Okay, it's very fruity for Malbec. On top of that, for Malbec grapes, sometimes you can get a bit more gaminess. I smell a bit of gamey, meaty sensation on the nose, but not very much on the palate for this Malbec. But still, it shows really dark fruit and dark color for a Malbec.